Hello and welcome. My name is Jennifer Stanton. I am a sales engineer here at Samsung, and I want to teach you how to add devices to Knox Asset Intelligence using Knox Manage. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that we have devices in our Knox Manage console, and I do. So I want to grab a couple of these devices just to add them real quickly to Knox Asset Intelligence. First thing I want to do is create a device group. This device group will be used for only Knox Asset Intelligence. And so I'm not going to assign any applications or profiles or kiosks or anything to this. It's just going to be used to enroll devices into Knox Asset Intelligence. So I want to first create a device group, and I want to grab a handful of devices to go in that group. I grabbed wearables. That does not apply. So let's grab something. Let's grab all of Loki's devices here. And we want to add them all to Knox Asset Intelligence. Go ahead and click on Save. We don't need to assign anything to it, so just save. So this group called KAI has 6 devices in it currently. Now we're going to go over to Setting, Android, Knox Asset Intelligence, and we're going to flip that on. Now, we have a couple of options. We can make it a global setting, which means that Knox Asset Intelligence will be enabled on all devices, but for certain situations, you may not want to enable it on all devices. You may just want to enable it on a specific group or organization. So I am going to set it to group or organization. I want the app permission to grant for my users. I don't want it to ask my users for permissions on the Knox Asset Intelligence client. I just want it to automatically grant the permission for it. And then I'm going to select my group down here that I just created that has 6 devices in it. So now the Knox Asset Intelligence application will be installed on this group and automatically granted permission. Let's go ahead and click on Save and Apply. So the next thing I want to do is add these IMEIs into Knox Asset Intelligence. For that, I'm going to run a report. Let's go to Advanced, click on Report, and let's create a new report. And so I'm just giving it a name and a report ID. I don't need a chart. Let's do device by group. And for this chart, I want to add the IMEI and the group name. And let's save that report. And now let's open that up. So it's going to give me, let's click on View here. It's going to give me all of the groups and the devices that are in that group. So let's export this entire thing to Excel, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I have 30 devices, but actually, well, all I need is this Knox Asset Intelligence section here. So I'm going to grab these IMEIs. There should be 6 of them, and it looks like I put one in that's not an IMEI. It looks like it's a Wi-Fi only device, so it just has serial numbers. I could have easily added serial number as an option in my report. But let's go ahead and grab these 5 here. So because each one of these IMEIs actually has 2 IMEIs, and that's because they are all dual SIM devices, I need to separate that out. So I'm going to go to Data right here, click on Text to Columns, and I actually wanted it to be 2 separate columns, so I'm going to have it separate that data by comma. I don't even need the tab character. So now it's going to put that into 2 separate columns for me. Let's do, set this back to text. now I have these IMEIs here, and I don't need these at all. All right, when you save this, save it as a CSV file instead of Excel. So we want a comma delimited file, IMEIs.csv, save that. It doesn't have to be named that exact thing. Then we'll go over to the Knox admin portal. We'll go to the devices page. So under Knox Asset Intelligence, devices, actions, upload devices. We're going to browse for that CSV file that I just created, and we're going to submit that. So then when we do that, we get our devices submitted into this portal. Once a device arrives in this portal and it has executed the application on the device itself, then you'll show this device as active. So notice I've got some active devices, inactive devices, and devices that are not enrolled. When they're not enrolled, it just means that they have not executed the application. So I've uploaded them to this portal, but I haven't ran the application, installed the application. Devices that are showing up as active have ran that application and are actively collecting data on them. Then you have the ability to go into things like applications to see which app is using the most battery, which app is using the most data, which one is running the most. And you have the ability to sort this data by whatever you want to sort it, whatever's easiest for you to see the data in. So if I come here with highest network usage, these are the applications that are using the most network across my devices. I can change the thresholds for it. So in here, I get to choose which applications show up as unmanaged and which apps show up as managed. So I can sort of put the applications into two separate categories. If I want things like Knox Managed, Knox Asset Intelligence, eFOTA, all of that to be taken out of the list so that I can see what other apps are showing up, then I can make those applications managed apps and see what other apps are using the most data. So it gives me the ability to sort of filter the data that I want to see. And that's how you add Knox Asset Intelligence to Knox Manage. Thanks for watching.